Today we're taking a deeper look at a surprisingly complex character in Neverness to Everness, Nanally, the gravity-defying tiger girl who blew away my expectations in 1.1. Upon first look, Nanally seemed like a pretty surface level and kinda shallow character, your typical 1.0 first banner character. Like, yeah, she's an S-rank anima damage dealer with flashy follow-up attacks and an underboss that keeps the pressure on even when she's off-field. And she's also the self-proclaimed Ichi Dame of the Colucci family, the first generation mob boss. She charges into fights with anomalies with enthusiastic passion. She runs on and up walls like it's nothing, and she declares herself to be the star of the Avon antique shop. But if the 1.1 Dreamwalk corridor story taught us anything, it's that the brightest lights can often hide the deepest scars. Behind the flawless skill rotations whenever I'm playing Nanally, the energetic quips where she's constantly asking, "What's that smell?" or the mafia boss bravado, there lies a character haunted by abandonment, attachment wounds, and a brutal case of imposter syndrome. Nanally isn't just fighting anomalies, she's in a constant internal battle against the fear that she's not enough, that everyone will eventually leave her, and that the perfect facade will crack to reveal the lonely kid that hides underneath. Today we're peeling back those layers from her backstory that we got a deeper look at in 1.1. To understand Nanally, we have to start at the beginning. Her early life is defined by absence. Her parents were gone for reasons that are left somewhat mysterious. This left a void that shaped everything that followed. In that isolation, young Nanally didn't just cope, she created connection. She befriended a tee bear anomaly that manifested as a fierce yet comforting pink tiger, an imaginary or semi-real companion that filled that emotional gap for her. This sets up her core wound. Abandonment isn't just a plot point. It's the lens through which she filters every relationship. Psychologically, early abandonment often wires the brain to internalize a harsh question. If I was good enough, strong enough, useful enough, or even lovable enough, they might not have left. Nanally carries this thought pattern into her chosen family with the original Colucci crew. She crowns herself their boss, trying to build something enduring through sheer will and street smarts. But as life circumstances pull those friends apart, the pattern repeats. The tiger anomaly fades as real bonds form, only for those bonds to then drift apart too. This fear manifests as a powerful defense mechanism. Nanally keeps herself emotionally distant, not out of arrogance, but survival. She's fiercely independent, charging into danger, bossing everyone around in some situations. Sometimes she's kinda guilty of bulldozing, as we could see in her Avon recruitment, where she kinda destroys stuff and kind of ends up in a little bit of a debt servitude, but it's independence born from terror. If I don't let you close, you can't abandon me. Her bond with Daffodil, her trainer / master at Avon, becomes a lifeline. She pushes to grow stronger explicitly because she believes strength will prevent people from leaving her. In her mind, being the reliable boss who protects and performs is the only way to hold on to family. The 1.1 update really deepens this beautifully through the sketchbook sequences in the Dreamwalk corridor. We get to take a look at her past, not through dry exposition, but intimate, childlike drawings. They are fragments of longing, the tiger companion, the dissolving friendships. It humanizes her brash exterior and shows how her ever-energetic and always positive persona is partly a constructed ideal self, a mask to hide the vulnerability of a girl who's not yet an adult and is still grappling with her childhood wounds. This abandonment fuels what I call Nanaly's hyper-competence trap. She ties her self-worth to utility. Being brilliant, capable, and the one who saves the day isn't just a strength for her. It's her insurance policy against being left behind. Fail once, show weakness, and poof, people will realize that she's not the invincible Ichi Dame that she claims to be, and then they'll abandon her too. Or at least that's kind of what she thinks. Imposter syndrome hits her hard here. No matter how many anomalies she nullifies or crises she handles with her Colucci secret skills, success doesn't soothe her. It raises the bar. Each victory is another performance that she has to top, convincing herself and dreading the moment that others discover that she's faking it as much as she can, faking it to make it. Watch her reactions to praise in the story. There's that subtle hesitation, the quick deflection, the over-the-top energy that masks her internal discomfort. To the world, she's pretty much like an untouchable prodigy. She's got these electromagnetic anti-gravity skills for running up and on walls and the ceiling and everything. And she's got these like plasma-covered tiger claws that she beats enemies up with. She's pretty crazy. But to herself though, she's still that desperate kid in armor, waiting for the mask to slip, constantly scared that it's gonna slip. Her drive to master fighting under Daffodil stems from this: if I'm strong enough, they'll stay. But it creates a vicious cycle where hypercompetence hides vulnerabilities, which then deepens the imposter feelings because she's never able to be fully authentic and vulnerable, even with the people that she considers her like closest friends and allies. This trap is compounded by her youth and the family business that she's built. As the bossy leader to characters like Sakiri and Edgar, she overcompensates with control and bravado. It's an avoidant attachment style at its finest. She forms bonds on her terms, usually as a protector of some kind, but she struggles with mutual vulnerability. The result is a character who can appear arrogant or childlike to some players, but it's actually a poignant portrayal of how trauma can masquerade as confidence. What further makes the 1.1 update so effective is how it doesn't let Nanaly's defenses win. We're thrown into the Dreamwalk corridor, which was triggered by her turmoil over Daffodil's disappearance and her injury. She enters a space where hypercompetence fails. Nightmares exploit her weaknesses, and this forces her to revisit the sketchbook memories and confront the Tiger Companion's departure, the lost friends, and her fears head on. For the first time, she literally cannot do it alone. The narrative strips away the solo boss fantasy, solo leveling, Sung Jin Woo style, and this results in us getting to witness the mask crack, not into failure, but raw humanity. Tears, doubts, the admission that she's been running on survival mode. This moment is brilliant because it redefines her strength for her. True power isn't bulletproof independence or flawless performance. It's the courage to let others catch her, to let others help her. Accepting help from her allies shatters this imposter cycle by proving people value her, not just what she does, but who she is. It ties beautifully into the themes of attachment. Healthy bonds require risk. The risk of closeness despite the fear of loss. Nanaly's growth hints at integrating her past rather than outrunning it, allowing her Colucci family to be a source of mutual support instead of an arena where she's constantly seeking perfection. The path forward is it's imperfect, but it has a sense of belonging. Nanaly's arc in the Dreamwalk Corridor chapter isn't a magical fix. Abandonment wounds, imposter syndrome, and the trap of perfectionism don't vanish in one night full of sketchbook dreams. She'll likely keep slipping into old patterns where she bosses others around, overperforms, and hesitates to be vulnerable, but it's a profound step forward. She's learning she doesn't have to be perfect or an unbreakable Ichidame in order to deserve a sense of belonging. Her worth isn't contingent on her abilities, it's inherent to her as an individual. This makes her one of the most relatable characters in Neverness to Everness so far. In a game full of anomaly hunters and larger-than-life espers, Nanally grounds the story in a very human way. The fear of not being enough, the armor that we build, and the liberation of letting it crack and exposing our vulnerabilities to those that care about us. What do you think though? Did Nanaly's psychological depth in 1.1 hit you as hard as it did me? Did the sketchbook scenes or her confrontations with her past resonate, or do you see it in a different light than I do? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below and let me know who you think I should dive deeper into next. If you enjoyed this look at Nanaly's character, a like would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe for more Neverness to Everness content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.